The true story of hero Tom Riddle. We all think we know the story of Tom Riddle, the brilliant wizard who became the terrifying Lord Voldemort. But what if that wasn't his destiny? What if a single moment of compassion, one different choice, sent him down a completely different path? Forget the story, you know. This is the timeline where the name Tom Riddle isn't whispered in fear, but spoken with respect. Our story splits from the one we know at a single, crucial moment. Albus Dumbledore's first visit to young Tom Riddle at Wool's orphanage. In the original story, Dumbledore is cautious, seeing the cruelty and power lust in the boy. But in this timeline, Dumbledore looks past the defensive darkness and sees what's really there. A lonely, abandoned child who's desperate for connection. So instead of a warning, Dumbledore offers real guidance and the warmth of a true mentor. That one act changes everything. Tom is still fiercely ambitious and wants to be special, but now his ambition is guided by Dumbledore's wisdom. The bitterness he felt toward his muggle father and his loveless childhood slowly fades, replaced by a deep desire to prove himself to the first person who ever showed him kindness. This prevents his slide into darkness, setting him on a course of protection, not domination. At Hogwarts, this Tom Riddle is still a star. He's a charismatic and powerful Slytherin leader, but his goals are completely different. He sees his heritage from Salazar Slytherin not as a claim to pureblood supremacy, but as a legacy of greatness that he needs to redefine for the better. He throws himself into his studies, especially defense against the dark arts, driven by a new purpose, to protect the wizarding world, not to conquer it. Most importantly, in this timeline, Tom never asks Professor Slughorn about the foul magic of Horcruxes. His soul remains whole and his conscience clear. The dark path from the books, where he murders his father and grandparents to split his soul and chase immortality, never happens. Instead, he masters protective spells and battle magic, rejecting the very dark arts his ancestor was famous for. When Tom graduates, the world is facing a real threat. The dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald is tearing Europe apart. In our history, Dumbledore defeated Grindelwald alone in their legendary 1945 duel, but here, Dumbledore knows he can't face his old friend by himself. He calls on the most brilliant duelist he's ever taught, the recent graduate, Tom Riddle. Together, master and apprentice face Grindelwald. Riddle's strategic mind and raw power, guided by Dumbledore's experience, turn the tide of the war. Their victory makes Tom Riddle more than just a gifted student. He's a celebrated hero. This is a world away from the canon story, where at this time he was working quietly at Borgin and Burke's, already building his dark identity. Here, Tom becomes a pillar at the Ministry of Magic, a figure of hope for the entire wizarding world. Decades of peace follow. Tom Riddle, the war hero, becomes the most respected wizard of his generation. So when Albus Dumbledore finally decides to retire, there's only one person for the job. Tom Riddle becomes the headmaster of Hogwarts, ushering in a golden age. He's known as a firm but fair leader who judges students on their character, not their blood status. The Chamber of Secrets remains nothing more than a forgotten legend, its monster never disturbed. In this timeline, without Voldemort, James and Lily Potter are never hunted. They live, and like many brave witches and wizards of their time, they become auras, dedicating their lives to confronting the remaining dark forces in the world. They tragically fall in the line of duty not to a Dark Lord, but during a raid on a holdout of Grindelwald's most fanatical followers. Their infant son, Harry, survives the chaotic duel, left with a distinctive lightning bolt scar from a stray curse that rebounded. And so, it's to this Hogwarts that a small, black-haired boy with that famous scar arrives. In our world, Harry Potter's life is defined by his fated battle against Lord Voldemort. But in this one, he walks into a school run by his would-be nemesis. Headmaster Riddle looks at young Harry and sees a reflection of himself, an orphan marked by tragedy, with immense talent and a shadow in his past. He sees the dark path he almost took, and so the legendary hero takes the boy under his wing, determined to guide him toward the light, just as Dumbledore had once done for him. This is a world saved not by a prophecy, but by a single act of kindness. A world where the boy who lived is mentored by the man who was never allowed to become the Dark Lord. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, how much of our destiny is written for us, and how much do we write ourselves? What other moments in the Harry Potter timeline do you think could have changed everything? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more journeys into what could have been.